Welcome to the Barbershop Breakdown Show. This is your man Roscoe Squeeze-Off doing another sports editions version of the Barbershop Breakdown Show. So let me get into it quickly because the fight will be coming on soon. And it's the Errol Spence fight where he's going to be fighting against Mikey Garcia. Now, first of all, I don't like the fight. Mikey Garcia is coming up 2 weight classes to fight Errol Spence Jr. And the reason I don't like the fight is not like these guys are the 2 best fighters in their respective weight classes and they don't have anyone else to fight in their own division, nothing else to prove. In Errol Spence's division, he should have made a fight with some kind of way with Manny Pacquiao, namely a famous guy that can command a lot of money. Terrence Howard, a guy who has dominated his division since he's been boxing, who I honestly think will beat Errol Spence. I think Manny Pacquiao will beat him, by the way, as well. Keith one-time Thurman, which I believe Keith Thurman would have beaten him up until his recent injury. He did not look good in his last fight at all. I think his power was completely gone. And as I did the show before, he has to change his name from Keith one-time Thurman to Keith Hope for a Decision Thurman. And even Sean Porter, who has a title belt as well. I would like to see him fight him, even though he did not look good in his last fight either. And I honestly thought he lost the fight. But I don't like him fighting a guy who is 6 inches shorter, naturally 12 pounds lighter, at least boxing weight division size. And Mikey Garcia, you could have fought other people as well. I mean, you could have went down a weight class and tried to fight Gervonta Davis. We know you don't want the dominant Russian champion. My mind escapes me for just 1 second here. It'll give me just a moment. It will get back to me. Oh my goodness, the Ukrainian guy. But give me just a moment here. But you had guys to fight. You did not have to come up and do what I call is a safe fight. And Lomachenko was the guy. I couldn't know where my mind blanked for a second. But Lomachenko, who is dominant, who is universally recognized is the pound for pound best in the world between him and Terrence Crawford. I mean, you guys could have fought those guys. Errol Spence should be fighting Terrence Crawford right now, and Terrence Crawford is going to be fighting Amir Khan, which is nonsense. Lomachenko is fighting some bum. I mean, and the guy may not be a bum, but everybody looks like a bum compared to Lomachenko. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions. How do we record an episode? How do we get our show on all the apps that people will listen to? How do we make money off of our podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing our podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with some great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading you this ad. Anchor, we started almost about a year ago, and it's been a godsend. Like I said, it's a one-stop shop for everything. You don't have to have any experience, and it takes you where you want to be. So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money by doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start. And join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. I mean, he boxes at 135. That should have been the fight for Mikey Garcia. But this is where I think promoting comes into ruining boxing. You ready? Al Heyman's promoting this fight. This is a safe fight. for the most part, if Mikey Garcia should somehow upset Errol Spence, who's really beaten nobody of note. I mean, he beat a much smaller Carol Brooks, and he beat an old Lamar Peterson, who was never that great in the first place. So who is he beating to be known as the great? I have no clue. And then Mikey Garcia, who's looked pretty good in his weight class and beaten some notable guys. I mean, he came up to 140 and he beat Adrian Broner, who we now know has never won a major fight. Every time he fights somebody half decent, he loses. But I still don't take anything away from Mikey Garcia. He looks dominant at his weight classes, 130, 135, even 140. He looked pretty good. He's going up to 147 now. And it's a safe fight for him, because if he loses, they'll say he was too small. He can go back down, get good fights, make good money. If he wins, he becomes one of Al Heyman's main stable guys now under Al Heyman. If Errol Spence wins, he's a dominant guy. Keep fighting against more bums, making more money. I mean, this is pay-per-view. They're hoping for 1 million buys. I still just don't like it. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth when there's so many good fights out there to be made. They won't happen for whatever reason. And I think it's just money, man. It really sucks. This is a Texas fight, 2 Texas and a Spanish guy as well. You can make some money off of this. It's a complete mismatch. Errol Spence should win this fight. It doesn't hurt Mikey Garcia's legacy at all, because he went up and they commending him for coming up when he really should have fought the guys in his weight class, or even went down one and fought Gervonta Davis. But I'm not going to be the dead horse. Let you know my pick doing this, which is Errol Spence, possibly by knockout or technical stoppage, and it won't be anything denigrating Mikey Garcia, because he's a much smaller guy, and Mikey Garcia will go back down and fight, and Errol Spence will fight somebody else besides one of the guys I mentioned. He will not fight Terrence Crawford. He will not fight Manny Pacquiao. He may fight Keith one-time Thurman, and he looks like he's on his way out after that elbow injury. But once again, you gotta listen to my video, my podcast about saving boxing, because once again, this is just a promoter type deal. Al Heyman's promoting it, get these guys a good paycheck. It's not really a good fight at all. It's pretty terrible. Guys, have a good one. Until next time, peace. As they say, the barbershop is the cornerstone of the community. We discuss everything under the sun while bringing you that barbershop-style convo in a podcast. It's hosted by myself, Roscoe Squeezeoff, and my co-host, Rich Blackman. Please check us out on our Facebook page at The Barbershop Breakdown Show on Facebook. You can also join our private group from that very page. If you want to text us any of your comments or ideas, you can text us at 754-CALL-BBS, which is also 754-225-5227. We look forward to all your comments, all your ideas. If you have any topics or ideas you'd like to even be on our show, text us, communicate with us on Facebook. We can make it happen. This is The Barbershop Breakdown. You can go to our Facebook page, The Barbershop Breakdown Show. You can also friend us on Facebook by searching for Barbershop Breakdown. You can also go to us on Twitter at Barbershop B Down. And then you can email us barbershopbreakdown@gmail.com.